Dumaguete.
Hello, Negros Oriental.
Hello, Sillimanians around the world.
This is Joshua Soldivillo.
And this is Ronelyn Vailoces.
You are watching #Silliman.
For #Silliman update, congratulations to the 2022 Dr. Mariano C. Lau Excellence in Online Teaching awardees, Dr. Presley Lim Saco, SU College of Nursing faculty member, and Assistant Professor Jessa Logroño, Silliman University Junior High School faculty member. The awardees were selected for their exemplary work, passion, and commitment to quality online teaching, educational technology, scholarly works, and technology-enabled services. Congratulations and keep up the good work.
On the other news, the Chesapeake Bay Silliman Alumni, or the CBSA, affirmed its commitment to donate $10,000 to establish an endowment for scholarships for working students at Silliman University. Paperwork for the donation is currently being processed. The donation was affirmed during the chapter's recent Founders Day celebration in Arlington, Virginia, USA. The funds come from the chapter's earnings during the 2019 Tipon Silliman, which it hosted. Daghang salamat and more power.
Meanwhile, Ayana Therese Amaro, a grade 11 student at the Silliman University Senior High School, won the slogan making contest of Leigh Superplaza Dumaguete City on October 13, 2022. Amaro, who takes the Arts and Design track in SHS, bested 30 other participants in the contest. The contest was open to high school and college students with the theme, Explore Dumaguete Tourism. That would be all. See you next week for another set of #Silliman updates.
Good evening, everyone. This is a magazine program that talks about different aspects of Silliman University.
A program initiated to discuss matters concerning the campus by the sea. Welcome to #Silliman.
So I hope that you're enjoying your Monday night. Now, one of the many concerns of being a student, especially when they came from different parts here in the country, is the housing and, a place to stay. No, where can they find a safe haven away from home? All your concerns and questions about dormitories and what does it feel like to be a dormer here in Silliman University will be answered. And for that, we have our guest for tonight, the Student Housing Manager, Kuya Princeton Apura. Good evening, Kuya.
Good evening.
Mayang gabi, Kuya Prince, and welcome to the program. And of course, to all our watchers, avid viewers, thank you for making #Silliman as your Monday night habit. Joining us as well are our beautiful and handsome resident dormers here at the university, which they choose to introduce themselves. Ayan. Alright, so let's start with your name, cottage or dormitory, and then your course.
Alright. Hello, my name is Florido Vince II.
Florido.
Yeah, Florido Vince II M. Pujanes, but you can call me Vince.
Okay, Vince.
And I am from Ipil Cottage, a cooperative dorm, and I am currently taking Bachelor of Science in Psychology, first level.
Psychology, alright. Then we have...
Hi, I am Maritoni Sagun, but please do call me Tony.
I like the energy, bro.
Thank you so much. I am from the dorm of the Beauty and the Brains at Carson.
Ay, okay. Ay, magbaluping. Yeah, the brains. And then Carson.
So yes, and then I'm a fourth-year social work student.
Nice to have you here, Tony.
Thank you. Hello everyone, I am Jellane Berioso. You can just call me Jellane. I am from Azucena Cottage. We are also a beauty and brain
Hindi pa makalo.
a cooperative dorm where everyone is so close to one another. We're basically sisters, and I am still a grade 12 STEAM student.
Great to have you here, Jellane. We have...
Hello, I'm Timothy John Bernard S. Quipit. I am from the dorm of the Royals.
Hi, Royals!
And I'm currently taking a Bachelor of Science in Foreign Affairs.
Alright. So great to have you here, guys, and welcome to #Silliman. Ron, let's begin our conversation with of course, there are a lot of available housing units or even apartments nearby Silliman University and even at the farther and neighboring municipalities and cities of Dumaguete. But Kuya Prince, can you share to us the advantage or let us say the perks of being a dormer here in the campus?
We have, thank you very much for that question. We have so many advantages. One of which is these are dormitories inside the campus, so that students who are coming from outside of the city or outside of Negros Oriental are safe. They have a safe place to stay. And added to that, we have dormitory managers and advisors who are inside the dormitory 24 hours every day, who are ready to give service, readily available and able to serve the needs and concerns of our residents.
Yeah, so kumbaga number one, in terms of safety and security, we can give it to our students.
To our students. Our
Nice.
residents.
Yeah, thank you for that, Kuya Prince. And I have been meaning to ask our guest here, where did you come from and how was your first? I think this is the first time that you stayed here in Silliman. No? So how was it? How was being a dormer here in Silliman? Let's first. Okay, let's have the ladies first. Would that be okay with the gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay, I hail all the way from Zamboanga del Sur, this in Mindanao, and it is my first time being here. And then when I got here, like going to the dorm, I came here alone. My parents just let me travel all by myself.
Strong, independent
Yes.
woman.
Yeah, so and my first experience really was the warm welcome of my big sister. So I went to the dorm. I still haven't actually finished all of my papers, and I just went there and I told them that I want to reserve a bed, and then they were like, "Are you a dormer?" Like, okay, yeah. And then it was very welcoming at the energy, and then I really felt welcomed, and it was really good. And well, I founded the dorm through the SU site. And that was how, and I chose cooperative because of the cook. I'm very big foodie, and then actually my parents gave me the freedom to choose if I wanted to be in an apartment. But then my problem was that I can't cook. I told my mother, "Mama, I might just die there."
Headline a newspaper. Student died due to inability to cook.
And so when I chose, I saw that one of the feature of cooperative dorm is the cook. So I was like, I'm gonna stay here, and the nanay is very good, so I'm really gonna stay in Azucena Cottage.
I like that story, Ron. Let's hear Tony's story.
I've been a dormer for 6 years now.
6 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I am what they call a dinosis.
Okay.
Because I've been here way before COVID, so yes. And actually, I learned about the dorm because my mother and her sisters, during their time here, also stayed in Edith Carson. So parang my mother wanted me to continue the legacy.
The legacy.
Yes. And then my dad also, because I'm really close with my dad, and he didn't want to separate from me for my senior high because I stayed here since I was grade 11. And then he only felt comfortable with the knowledge if I stayed within the campus dormitory. So that is the story of how I got here.
Great.
And Tony, where did you come from?
I am from Cagayan de Oro City.
Cagayan de Oro, and you were again from
Zamboanga.
So all from Mindanao.
Yes.
How about from the home of the royals?
Well, the story goes way back to my father. I used to stay in Lodz for quite some time, and then he also stayed in one of the cooperative dorms in the SU farm. So, and then my brother stayed in Vernon for 5 years. So basically, the influence or the legacy, came down to me, and then I got to the dorm. I've been in the dorm since grade 11. I was one of the few dormers who got stranded here during the March lockdown on 2020, and one of the few students also way back in the second semester last school year who went here to study. So yeah, that's my story, and I forgot to mention that I am from Digo City, that's in Davao del Sur.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been locked up here for like how many years? 2 years. During the pandemic, 2 years ba yun?
I got locked up here for like 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you went back home.
I went back home. Yeah.
So from Digos, let's go to Vince.
Yeah, I've been in the dorm. This is my second year in the dorm now, and my first year was just before the pandemic, the school year before the pandemic, 2019 to 2020. And I'm from Zamboanga del Norte, from a town called Tapilisan. And the first time I went here with my mom to study in Silliman, I was actually very against living in the dorms.
You want freedom?
Yeah, I had to live outside in just some apartment or boarding house, but I had a disagreement with my parents. My parents were like, you should be in the dorm because you feel safe.
Yeah,
because you're there.
definitely.
And, yeah, but that's all I knew from the dorms, Manggod, when I was outside was that, yeah, you have curfew and all that, you can't, you don't have freedom.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, but of course I had to follow my parents' wishes, and I actually went to the dorm and we had an interview with Princeton, and we picked the co-op dorms. And once I was in there, I actually, like, as I lived there, even though I didn't like the idea at first, I actually kind of fell in love with it. Yeah,
Okay.
Now,
Alright, thank you guys. Quiz, they've been mentioning the terms cooperative, Timothy's mentioning royals. What are the classifications of the categories of our housing and dormitories in the universities?
That's another good question. It's true, we have regular dormitory, what we call regular dormitories. These are
Okay.
dormitories which has more than 50 residents. We call that big dormitories.
Big dormitories.
Big dormitories. There are big dormitories for male and female.
And those are?
Those are Adults, Vernon, and the big one. So the big one. For cooperative dormitories, these are dormitories which can accommodate at most 24 residents. So these are the cooperative dormitories. Another difference is that regular dormitories have dormitory managers, which are who are either they are not faculty, by the way. The cooperative dorms are the ones who are either faculty or a graduate student.
Okay.
But the regular dormitories are
Like there's a full-time in charge.
full-time in charge of person.
Okay.
Those are the differences.
That's good to know. At least our audience also will be guided with the
Yes.
offerings of cooperative. Then we have the regular dormitory.
Yes, for parents also to be guided accordingly.
All right.
Yeah, I also have a question because Timothy and Tony here mentioned about being locked up here in Silliman University. Now my question is, how did the dormitories here in Silliman adapt to the pandemic? But before you answer that, Kuya Princeton, I think we must have a break first. Stay tuned. #Silliman will be right back.
And now we are back. Earlier, I asked a question to Kuya Prince about the measures or the things that the university did during the pandemic for the dormers. Kuya Prince, how did the university and the dormitories here in Silliman adapt to the pandemic?
Yes, we have to observe the protocols, the health protocols from the government. So the university also had its own health protocols, COVID-19 protocols. And these COVID-19 protocols, health protocols, were also adopted by the dormitories. We have to have our own set of protocols that are for convenient or that are really suited for the dormitories, such as regular wearing of face masks, and we don't allow activities during those times, especially that it was so hard to have even symptoms, just symptoms. So we really had to adapt strictly those protocols in the dormitories. And so we have to also inform our residents, those who were locked up, to really and strictly abide with those. In fact, we have a waiver. We ask them for a waiver so that it's for the university and for our employees as well, and for themselves.
That's good to know, Ron, that we are also making sure that we are providing a safe space for our students. Now, talking about feeling safe, this is also something to do with having that sense of belongingness, having that sense of community. So, how does it feel, guys, being in a dormitory? What kind of relationships do you build between and among each other? Maybe we'll start with Tony. I see her eyes sparkle when she heard the word building relationship.
Because that's a very, that's one of the things that I really love about the dorm, the big sisters, and this sense of sisterhood. Kasi, when I first came here, grade 11 ako, and then I was very, young and very confused and very scared, and then I had two of my big sisters, and they're both graduated now, and they're in Luzon right now. They have jobs, but we still constantly keep in touch, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about staying in the dorm, because you form these connections, and then they're for life. And in my mother, for example, my mother stayed here 25 years ago, and then her friends of the dorm are still her friends, and then if they do come together for the barag, they still have that same bond. So I think,
How about Vince?
For me, it's really the same as how Tony said, that you get close with your dorm mates, and I can say that especially for our cooperative dorms, because we're at the maximum where there's just 24 of us, and it's quite small, and our rooms aren't entirely closed, so you can just hear the other rooms talking and all that, and it's almost impossible. You have to be absolutely antisocial to not your dorm mates. It's almost like they're all just your roommates, even though there's 24 of them. And I know there's this very deep sense of belongingness when it comes to living in the dorms, because I had roommates that aren't in the dorms anymore right now due to personal reasons. They were from Luzon, a couple of them, and even until now, whenever I'd post on my story or something that from the dorm when I'm in the dorm, they'd still message me and I really miss it there. I wish I could go back and all of that. So so they really felt like they belonged, and I would feel the same every time I'd leave to go home, or maybe later when I graduate or something.
I have to add that this is one of the services of the dormitory, mentorship, wherein the students or residents who have been there for so long, or even just for a year, they can become a big sis or a big brat, to become an example, a leader, a person who can lead the room or the dormitory, so that this kind of relationship are nurtured even beyond dormitory life.
Right. I'd like to ask Tim and Jul about your favorite part of being a dormer here in the university.
I think it's the same with Ate Tony.
You say it's really
it's the sisterhood.
Yeah.
And because when I got there, I was all alone, and there's this feeling of anxiousness. What if I'm not welcome? But then I was welcome with open arms, and then my
How
big
open
sis.
was that?
Yeah, and then it's really cool because I have this dorm mate who just goes to the hallway and just like give me a hug, and then it's a very calming hug, and you just know that you belong, and then you've got shoulders to lean on. Like if any one of us have a problem, it's like parang call on everyone, okay, huddle, and yeah, and then like our success is everyone's success, and
That's nice.
yeah, and it's really good. Like we've got this very strong one. It's like finding like another family in the dorm, and yeah, it's something that I would really treasure. I would always treasure.
Nice. How about you, team? How about the Team Royals?
One of the things that I really like that leads to loneliness in the dorm is that everyone has a common. You would have thought that me, who's from Mindanao, has a common thing with someone who's from Luzon, from Visayas, and other parts of the world. And that brings connections and belongingness in our dorm. And that's what I really like, because no matter how big the world is, once you get to connect with other people, it seems like it's very small. So yeah, that's what I really like about the dorm, because you feel like you're not alone. You're always with people who has the same struggles or values with you. And yeah, it surprises you sometimes that, oh, this person can do things, I can do things too. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
If I have to add, even concerns, personal concerns, they can help each other in their academic concerns.
Like send
One-
cash.
Yes.
Or asking for questions or answers in questions like in academics.
Like a quick tutorial.
Yes, those are
Yeah.
things that can be done because they have that already that bonding that belongs.
Nice.
No, it's really heartwarming to hear those stories coming from these dormers, no, that they found a home away from home. No, and I have a question to you, Prince. How do you make sure that the dorms here in Silliman are really the haven that they are looking for, especially that they are away from home? Perhaps you can mention the activities that you have for the dormers.
Yes, so basically before they are admitted to the dormitory, we have this basic interview wherein we level up with the parents as well as the expectation of the residents. So from there, at least there is that awareness of the things that they will be having or doing or encountering in the dormitory. And when they are in the dormitory, basic to us is the weekly devotions. Because this is a Christian institution, we need to inculcate in them that faith. We need to strengthen the faith component because they are away from their parents, they are away from their home. We have to nurture that faith in God because even if they are away from their parents, they need to have that connection with God in the absence of presence of parents. So we need to have that, and they are also exposed to church activities, weekly service, midweek service or a Sunday service. We have that, and other activities. We have interdorm, and of course as I mentioned earlier, that mentorship, that big bad exists. We also have activities. For instance, in a particular dorm, they have their socials. It depends on them, no? So we have all these things, and after maybe before they graduate, we also have that recognition of those who are graduating, of those who are performing well, the honor students, the cum laudes, and all these things. These are part of dormitory recognition, part of dormitory life that we need to impart to them while they are still here, so that those connections, whether they are graduate or not, they can feel that they are also feel that belongingness.
Pia Prince, how about the restriction in terms of entering the dormitory? Like cut the Royals team, go to the Edit Carson, and the Edit Carson go to the Team Royals.
Yes, we welcome that. There are, yes, I think that is one of the activities that they are having.
Okay.
For instance, recently, there is one cooperative dorm who had a joint devotion with another dorm.
Nice.
So there is one dormitory who had a birthday party and they invited another dorm. Something like this.
I think we should get a list of the birthday parties.
So that you can be invited as well.
I can be afraid.
So there are activities which are joined together. For instance, devotion or other activities they
That's
can join
nice.
together. So
Because I'm thinking that, maybe there will be like a camp or Team Royals, Team Edith Carson. It's good that they also get to interact with the other dormers.
yes.
Yes, that's true, Josh. All I heard was positive. Things about being a dormer. Now I'd like to ask these people here, what are the challenges of being a dormer and how did you cope with those challenges?
Anyone would like to share? Tim?
I think once you start leaving the dorms, one of the first struggles that you can experience is adaptation in the new environment.
Like?
Like let's say for example the language.
Okay.
Even though I'm from Mindanao, I speak Bisaya. There's a different Bisaya here in Dumaguete. I would have thought that Alayon is just the same as Padlihog.
Alayon. I was thinking of the animal. Alayon, yeah, the same. Like please, something like that.
Yeah, and then I think that's one of the things that we struggle in our first time in the dorm, and a lot of language and then also the culture barriers. There are some people who speak in Tagalog, we speak in Ilonggo or Hiligaynon in some matters. So, but yeah, we still connect, and then we overcome those challenges.
How about the alarm of the
Oh,
yes, you'd like to share about that.
That is like magnified in our small
Yeah.
Even if the alarm is in another room, we can still, all of the rooms, all the 4 rooms can hear it.
Alright.
Like,
So you get to wake up early also.
yeah, wake up at, we were supposedly not your schedule, sleeping. So, but we sometimes hold a meeting in
Nice.
at
You
night
get to
to
talk about it.
Yeah. You need to wake up to hear
You
it.
should specify like an alarm tone. Like if this song is an alarm tone. Just kidding. Alright. Yeah, how about you, Tony? Like so far, what has been the challenges?
I think for me, personally, one of the challenges that I had to face as a dormer is same as what Tim shared, but more or less adjusting and trying to understand that everybody in the room came from a different family background. So it could be that they have this certain practices or beliefs that are not necessarily aligned with yours.
Right.
So siguro one of the common is the messy rooms lang.
Okay.
Leaving things that should not be.
Would like to give a shout out?
No, I don't really say
Okay.
but yes. So far, that's all lang.
How about you, Jo? How about the food? Because you were worried about
Oh,
the
it's
food. Yeah.
our food was really nice. I really love Nanay. Yeah, because Nanay spoils me. When I tell Nanay na I want pipino, like the next meal there will already be pipino. Yeah, and one of the challenges would be different personalities like coexisting in one dorm. Because in my room, like I've got a sister, a big sister who's like kind of OCD. So and then
Like to give a special shout out.
no, and I've got a tendency that when I'm really focused into studying, I tend to like spread out my things, and that becomes a problem because she doesn't like that. And then sometimes she just enters the room and then she would touch my things. I hate my things being touched, and then she would just tell me now, you need to clean this, and I was like, I'm still not done. But then it all's good because we ended up compromising and like.
Of course.
Yeah, and
adjusting also.
Yes, and one of the then curfew. I'm still a minor, and then during Hibalag there was the band, and then they were not letting me out because I'm still a minor. My curfew was already past curfew, and but well, it's good because every event it goes past curfew, but also
Did you really follow the curfew?
I do because even if Ate Queenie is really really kind and generous dorm managers. He actually is very strict with rules, and I have no choice.
Right. Thank you guys for those sharing. As much as we want to hear more of that, we're running out of time. So, Kuya Prince, please share to our televiewers how can they avail the dormitory services, who to call, what to call. Please talk to our televiewers.
Thank you very much. These are the applicants should be really first-time residents or first-time students, especially first-year students who are first-timers here in Negros Oriental or here in the university especially. Those are the first person that the criteria of those who would like to avail. Of course, we have rules to follow. You have to abide with that, you have to understand that, and you have to subscribe to that.
Yeah.
And when they are in the dormitory, you have to abide also. Of course, they can call us and they can email us at
What are
shrd@su.edu.ph.
So again, that's SHRD@su.edu.ph.
Or they can call our local 331.
So 422-6002, local
331.
331. And of course, you can always check our website. That's www.su.edu.ph. Ron, we're not letting them go without doing our fast talk.
Of course,
Josh.
baptism of fire for every person.
Right, sige, start it, Ron.
Okay, let's start with Vince. Is it Oriental Hall or Guy or D Hall?
I think it's Guy Hall.
Guy Hall.
Tony, amphitheater or SU Gym?
Amphitheater.
Kuya Prince, are you a night owl or an early bird? Early bird.
Jewel, plants or pets?
Pets.
Timothy, is it Silliman Farm or SU Cafeteria?
Silliman Farm.
Alright. Vince, favorite teacher in Silliman?
Ronelyn Alcantara.
Okay, 4.0.
Tony, is it ACADS or extracurricular activities?
Oh my goodness!
Kuya Prince, what is your choice? The Silliman Farm or SU Cafeteria?
Farm.
Jellane, is it essays or math problems?
I'm good with, I'm okay with both, but okay, let's say essays.
Okay.
Tim, what is the best dating site in the campus?
Good question.
Dating spot in the campus.
Amphitheater.
Team
Safe.
Josh, every one of them must answer this one. Love or career? Vince?
I think I'll go with love.
Love. Okay. Tony?
Oh no!
Nagot ako.
Oh my goodness! I think, hindi naman ako nagmamadali, Lord. So, nag-focus muna sa career.
Career.
Kuya Prince?
Love.
Love. Jellane?
Same career.
Career.
Oh.
Timothy?
The love for career.
Alright. Okay, so this is the last part. You should have to complete the statement. Okay? SU dormitory is
The best.
greatest.
Great.
Amazing.
Also, all of that.
Thank you very much once again to our guests, our resident dormers, and of course we have Kuya Princeton, our dormitory in charge, and we have now come to the last segment of the show. It's called #WTP Word to Ponder. Ron, what's the word that you've picked for this episode?
No, we kept on mentioning about belongingness and then the sense of family that we have here in Silliman University. I like to ponder on the word respect. No, because the Philippines is really a multicultural country. As Timothy mentioned, there are a lot of cultural affinities and there are a lot of language barriers, although we just belong in one nation. No, and sometimes it's very difficult for us to, to adapt, no, to these differences. No, but after all, if we just think about being respectful and then respecting the cultural affinity or the culture that our dormers or our friends
Yeah.
or all the cultures that they have or the languages they have, and if we just understand where they are coming from, I think belongingness is really possible, no? And respect is also the reason why discrimination, you know, especially that we are coming from different walks of life, discrimination can be avoided. So in everything that you do, always embody respect for your team or for your friends or even enemies or even
Shout out to an enemy.
Hello. How about you, Josh?
Well, I think consistent to all stories is connection, right? So I'd like to ponder on that. It's important that as we connect, there's respect, there's love, there's camaraderie, and shared by them, even if they're already out in the campus doing the things that they want to do in life, but they still manage to connect, right? And I think what connects everyone, especially in the Silliman community, is our Silliman spirit. So I think that's just a wonderful way to connect, and of course, connect with the language of love. Oh, love, love, love. Thank you very much for joining our episode tonight, and to God be the glory. Hey there, Sillimanians! Daghang salamat for joining another episode of #Silliman. We hope you enjoyed our conversation. Don't forget to support our Facebook page. It's called #Silliman. We also have a YouTube channel. It's still called #Silliman. Don't forget to click the notification bell for you to be updated with our recent posts. See you there. Like, comment, and share.
Also, catch us at Phil Products Channel 6 every Monday at 8 p.m. and replays will be shown every Saturday before the noontime news and every Tuesday after the noontime news. This has been Ronelyn, Vailoces,
and Joshua Soldivillo. Kita kits next week on here on #Silliman.